Hey guys, Joe Burnich with Big West Marketing and carpetcleaningwebsites.net. Today I want to talk to you guys about SEO, but first I want to kind of give you guys a little tour of my office, kind of show you what we're all about and see if we're a good fit for each other. Yeah, so here we are at the office. This is the parking lot here. Got a nice little Italian restaurant next door, which is nice. We walk up here. We are at the Professional Plaza, home of Big West Marketing. You can see our little logo right there. We're Suite 102. Let's go check it out. Let's see what we got going on in here. So here's a little entryway. It's nice. Got some plants. Insurance office right there. Mike Wallace, a good friend of mine. To this side we've got chiropractor office, second level there, and when we come back here, there we are, Big West Marketing. Let's walk into the office now and see what we got going on. Alright, so here's a little entryway. We got a little workstation, got the copy machine. And if you look this way, we've got our little kitchenette slash little break room area. Everything we need there. And we come back around here. This is the supply closet, and this is where we keep all the fancy around here server equipment. Let's peek into Don's office. Don doesn't really like the camera. Don, say hi.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Don's the web designer, for those of you guys that don't know. Oh, phone's ringing there. Peek into my office real quick. Let's see, there's Marianne doing her thing. Looks like she's taking a phone call there. And this is our office mascots down there. Hi, Dylan.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're not ranking.
And Daisy down there is too lazy to get up and say hi, I guess. So let's walk back into my office here. Nice little office. Got my map of Missoula, Montana there. Got my map of Montana State. Cool little picture I put up there. Buffalo. And here's where I spend most of my time. This is where I spend most of my days. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the computer camera then, and we're going to talk SEO.
Okay guys, so let's talk SEO. So just to get the basics out of the way, SEO is search engine optimization, which basically means when you go to Google and you do a search for a local business or a local service, then coming up high in those rankings. So let's look at an example here. So I did Missoula carpet cleaning, and this is a typical search results page, and we're going to see the 7-pack, which is the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and that is the map section or the Google My Business section. It used to be called Google Places. So that's one part of SEO, and then the next part is this stuff down here. This is the organic stuff. This is the what Google calls the organic listings. So that's the map section and the organic listings used to be completely separate, meaning you would do one thing to rank in maps and you do a completely different thing to rank in the organic. They've almost combined completely to where you have to have all your ducks in a row on both ends in order to rank it all. So it's kind of an all or nothing type of situation these days. Now, these listings at the very top, if you don't know, are paid ads. That's Google AdWords Express or Google AdWords. I'm not going to get into that. It's not a service we offer because it doesn't work very well for carpet cleaners. And I've made other videos on that. But we're talking about just ranking here in the map section with the letters next to the listings, or down here in the organic section. Okay, so the first thing we need to talk about when it comes to ranking on Google is establishing trust. Okay, what does that mean? It means if you've got conflicting information all over the internet. I'm not talking about just Google. I'm talking about all over the internet. I'm talking about Yelp, Facebook, any place that your business could possibly be listed, even like a local website, a local newspaper. If you put an ad in there, they'll say, hey, we'll give you a free listing on our newspaper website. That information all has to match your Google My Business page. So if your Google My Business page has one business name and you vary that business name on the Facebook, and then you vary it again on Yelp, which I see happen all the time, this is why I bring it up, then you're going to have inconsistent information, and that goes for the address, the phone number, the business name, and the website. So the more inconsistent your information is internet-wide, I'm talking about everything on the internet, the more that will hurt your rankings. And I say that because when we start an SEO program for a new client, typically if it's not a brand new company and they don't have history, typically we will spend anywhere from the first month to 3 months playing cleanup, going through and gutting out every directory, any kind of listing we can find on the internet, and making sure that everything matches Google My Business exact. So just as a little test, what you can do is you can go look at your Google My Business page and look at the business name, address, and phone number, okay, and then go over to your Facebook and look at the business name, address, phone number, and then go to Yelp. These are the 3 big ones, and look at the business name, address, phone number, and tell me if those all match. Very rarely do I find a business that has even matched those 3 big ones, but that's the first thing, is to match those 3, and then there's hundreds of other ones that you can match as well. Okay, so once you do that, then and Google has filtered through all that and has seen that all those changes have been made, which can take months, then you can start doing what's link building, which is traditional SEO, which is basically writing articles, sending them out to article directories with links that come back to your website. There's lots of different ways to get links, but that's just one of the prime examples, one of the most common ways that people do get links. Okay. And when we talk about link building, which is one of the main factors in ranking your website after you've established trust, there's good links and there's bad links. So there's these clusters of websites out there that are generated, I mean thousands, hundreds of thousands of these things that are generated specifically just for links. And Google, they used to work in the past, but Google has since marked those as spam. So if you have links coming from spammy websites that don't hold any value other than tricking Google, then those links that used to work really well now will incur a penalty on your domain. And so that's another thing that we have to take care of as well, other than cleaning up inconsistent information on the internet, is to make sure that you don't have any toxic or spammy backlinks that are causing your site to have a penalty. Okay, and I have other videos that show in depth how we go about determining if there's penalties, the steps we take to depenalize websites, etc. But that's another big part of our SEO program if you're going to sign up with us. All right. Another thing I want to talk about is I've noticed that a lot of times people, when they hire an SEO company, whether it's us or somebody else, they have felt kind of abandoned. Like they felt like they're taken care of in the beginning, and maybe they get their reports that come out every month, maybe not. Some companies do, some companies don't. We do send out monthly reports to let people know the progress that we're making, but they still feel kind of abandoned and kind of put off after a few months. Okay, so what I've done to give people a feeling like they're still being taken care of, so they know exactly what's going on with the new updates and changes and progress that we're making, as a company, I try to hold at least every month at least one SEO client only webinar, and this is where we get in and we dig around and we talk about the specifics, because what I don't want to do is be one of those companies that has a bunch of secrets. Like, we have all these secrets and we're not going to tell you about it. You just need to pay us, and then our secrets will make you rank. That's not how I want to run my business. I want to be open and transparent. If some people take my secrets and share them, that's fine. That's really not a big deal to me, because most business owners, they're not in the SEO business. They're in the cleaning business or the restoration business, and that's what they want to focus on. And they want me to take that off their plate, but they still want to be informed of exactly where their money's going, what they're paying for. So that's something that I think is very important, that I don't know of any other SEO company doing. So be aware of that. Just be aware that that is something that we offer, is a monthly exclusive webinar where it's a live webinar where you can ask questions. You can go back and watch recordings, of course, as well. All right. Now, I want to go back to the link building. So let's say we've got your website, all the information is consistent across the internet. We've made sure that you don't have any penalties, or if you do, we've removed the penalties, and your website is ready to rank. Now we're ready to start doing the powerful stuff. Why are the backlinks that we build superior to most other SEO companies out there? Well, the big reason is because I pretty much just work in one niche when it comes to SEO, and what that means is if you have links coming from websites that are not related to cleaning, then you're not going to have as good of results. So what I've done is I've built out a network of domains that have high authority, and they're all related to the cleaning and restoration or home improvement industry, so that the links that we build come from relevant sites, as opposed to a site that's in Chinese that may or may not be talking about the cleaning industry. So that's one thing that sets us apart when it comes to the backlink building, and that's something you should be aware of when you're shopping around for an SEO company. You can start asking those kinds of questions. The backlinks that you build for me, sir, where do they come from, and are they related to my industry? So that is one of the biggest things that sets us apart from working with just a general SEO company that doesn't work specifically in this industry. And you may be asking, like, who is this Joe guy, and how can I trust him, and stuff like that. And I can toot my horn all day long, but what I like to do is tell people, hey, there's lots of different live sample websites listed on the live samples page of clients that I'm currently working with or have worked with in the past. And they're real websites. They're not just little screenshots. They're real websites of real clients with real phone numbers on there. I encourage you to call these people. Call people that I've worked with in the past and say, hey, is this Joe guy for real? Why should I work with him? And just do the research yourself, because like I said, I can toot my horn all day long, just like every other guy out there. But the only thing that's really going to convince you that we know our stuff is by talking to other clients that we worked with. So that being said, if you are interested in SEO, we only work with one client per service area. Okay, and so if you work with us, you will be locked into that service area. We will not work with your competitors. Okay, just to be aware of that. It is exclusive, and all you need to do to get started is to fill out the form below this video, submit it, and then Marianne will be contacting you shortly. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.